And with that little bit of an introduction out of the way, let's jump into this Vine Blight and see what we get. Alright, so our Vine Blight is a medium plant. And it has a base armor class of 12. So already this is going to be some pretty low numbers here, considering we're looking for a CR 1/2 as we see here in the skills section. So we'll throw in the CR 1/2 and then we'll update it with 4d8 hit dice and a constitution of 14. I'm not going to worry about wisdom and charisma. As I explained before, these are for special traits. As you see in the box here, charisma is only for the fiendish blessing and wisdom is only for the psychic defense. So I'm not going to bother putting those in because I know my Vine Blight doesn't have those. And now that we have its basic information out of the way, we can skip the speed because the speed doesn't matter. We will skip over all of its stats. We don't need those except for basically Constitution most of the times. And then we look at the skills section. Well, we actually have some skills of stealth +1. We don't care about that. And the condition immunities actually don't matter. In the DMG for custom monster creation, it says right off the bat that, you know, conditions are nice to have, condition immunities, but they take no effect into the monster whatsoever. So basically we can skip over this whole section here because we don't care about its senses or its language either. What we do care about is the trait here, false appearance. Now, if you were to actually look for false appearance here in the trait section of my tool, you're going to see that, well, false appearance isn't here. And that's because false appearance, unfortunately, has no effect on the monster, even though it basically gets like perfect stealth as long as it's not moving. So we don't really care about that. Let's move down into the actions that the Vine Blight has. Now our first action here is Constrict. And Constrict is a melee weapon attack with a +4 to hit. So let's throw the +4 in here and see what we get. Already we don't really have much in the way of movement here. But when it does hit one target, it will deal 9 bludgeoning damage. And a large or smaller creature is grappled. So we do have a little extra bit of information here for the Constrict, which is great. So first off, let's go ahead and add in our 9 points of damage for our first attack in the combat workspace. And then we can come back over to the monster's traits and look for the Constrict ability, because that's what gives us the bonus for allowing grappled and restrained conditions on attacks, as you'll see by the example of the giant constrictor snake here. So we click that trait. We'll get a +1 effective AC bonus to our Vine Blight, which only shifts it from a 12 to a 13, which is already the expected AC, I already know, at such a low CR level. And that's everything for the Constrict ability. But what about its once every 3 turns Entangle Plants ability here, which has a recharge of 5 to 6? Well, its grasping roots and vines sprout in a 15-foot radius, centered on the blight, withering away after 1 minute. For the duration, the area is difficult terrain. Creatures in there, yada yada yada. I don't really care about that. Any creatures in the area where the plants appear must succeed a strength saving throw. Wait, here we see. Must succeed on a DC 12 strength saving throw or become restrained. Okay. A creature can use its actions to make a DC 12 strength check, freeing itself from the creature's entangled creature, and so on. Alright, so this is another ability that would allow the monster to deal, not really deal damage, but just restrain creatures from getting to the Vine Blight. And since it's not really doing damage, I'm not going to worry too much about the Entangling Plants ability. If anything, I would say it would give a minimum of maybe +2 effective AC, similar to the Constricting ability, but probably what we're really concerned about is the Constrict damage. So for all 3 rounds of combat, we're going to just use its first attack here, which is going to be the 9 points of damage. Alright, because I've added in the 9 points of damage to each round of combat, it gets translated to the full attack, which is a total of 9 points of damage every round. And so for every round of combat, on average, our Vine Blight is doing 9 points of damage. Well, as we can see here in the green section, Our OCR is a 1 and our DCR is a 1/8. And that's going to average out to a 1/2, which is exactly what we expect for this printed CR 1/2 Vine Blight. Looking over here on the right side, we'll see that we got 26 hit points. 26 hit points is our base DCR rating, which nets us a DCR 1/8 and expecting an AC of 13. Because of the ability to restrain and its low AC to begin with of 12, the +1 from the constrict ability bumps it up to a 13, and that gives us a 13 right off with no change to the DCR whatsoever. So our DCR is a set 1/8 due to the fact that it has actually decent hit points, just kind of low AC. So the Vine Blight will take maybe 1 or 2 attacks, but won't have any kind of way to really fend off those attacks because of the low AC. Now our damage, on the other hand, as we see here in the red, is based off of the 9 damage per round right here, and it's actually on the low end for this, but it still equals an OCR of a 1 base right off that, and the OCR 1 is expecting an attack bonus of 3. Our Vine Blight has an attack bonus of 4, which is good. It's not that much higher. And actually, I'm kind of curious where... Oh yeah, no, I see where that came from. The 4 is coming from the 2 proficiency bonus, as well as the 2 strength. So that's where the +4 to hit is coming from. So it's only 1 over the expected, which translates into a 0 shift because we basically only look at every even interval, or basically just dividing the average in half of the 2 numbers of the expected minus the effective. And the effective in this case is the 4 attack bonus because we have nothing modifying our attack bonus for the Vine Blight. So our Vine Blight, once we take the 1/2 plus the 1/8, it's only going to be 1.125. Dividing that in half, it's going to be like 5.50 or something to that effect. 0.125 divided by 2. Yeah, 0.5625, and we round to the closest CR rating. In this case, it's 1/2. So our Vine Blight isn't even CR 1/2, thankfully. And there you have it. That's how you break down and expose the monster's CR values. If you like what you've seen, hit the subscribe button down below and give the video a thumbs up. I post daily, and until next time, thanks for watching.